So, yesterday we tested the BF-09 G14 of the upcoming add-on Battle of Bodenplatte, and today we take a look on the second bird which got added to the game, and that is the Spitfire Mark 9E. And yeah, I'm just testing it now against the AI like I did yesterday. So, but before we dive into the gameplay, let's take a look at the loadout. First, I just adapt my conversion since we are now firing wing-mounted armament. We can now equip bombs on the Spitfire Mark 5 we had earlier in the game. We could not equip any bombs, but now we have some nice loadout options. I mean, I personally would still use other aircraft for ground attacking, but if you want to do that, you can do that now. Same as you can equip rockets, AP and AT rounds. Yeah, I guess somebody has to try that at some point. New is the gyro gun sight. The Spitfire Mark 9 has a gyro gun sight, which predicts, basically calculates for you the lead you have to pull to get your guns on target. Let's equip that, I guess. It's new, so we will equip it for now. We can install a mirror. We can use the clipped wing version of the aircraft. And we can install the M70 engine, the Merlin 70 engine, which is a little bit better on higher altitudes compared to the installed Merlin 66 version. Alright, but for now I just keep it that way. We are flying with the standard armament with the gyro gun sight, and yeah, let's get going. And I just talk about the aircraft a little bit on the go. Alright, let's go. Hiding that. The one is coming in. Yeah, the Spitfire Mark 9 has obviously a higher boost rating than the old Mark 5. I can use now 18 pounds of manifold pressure compared to the old 12, I think, and has now a lot more engine power. But against the Messerschmitt G14, it should have a little bit less horsepower and should have a kind of hard time to follow the climb. So right now we are following here this G14 and the AI, I mean, and against AI it's still kind of possible. I like that they added the gyro gun sight. However, I personally think I can aim lead better. Maybe just, as you can see right now, I'm just pulling a little bit, and you see how I miss the target here if I lead. And if I would put really the gyro sight on him, I would not see the target, and I would miss as well, since the gyro sight is not predicting the correct lead. But he's not in range, maybe, of course. But I like to lead my targets myself and have usually some better results. But now I'm just shooting the 50 cals. Yeah, the armament has changed as well. Before there were 20mm Hispano cannons as well, 2 of them, and now there are still 2. However, they have now double the ammo capacity. Went up from 60 to 120 per gun, and the rifle caliber machine guns got swapped for 50 caliber machine guns. And finally now I have hit the Messerschmitt. But and this gives you of course a lot more punch, and of course you have much more ammo to stay longer in action. was a nice hit. And then fire. The engine limitations are still quite similar to the Spitfire Mark V. You have on full power and full boost 5 minutes of emergency power, which is somewhere in the ballpark of the Mark V. Oh, what's up? And yeah, it is still, I mean, it's still a Spitfire. Very nimble at the controls, a little bit touchy in the elevator, a little wobbly. But I like to fly a Spitfire, I have to say. I really like Spitfires. I would like if we get a little bit more speed out of the engine, that would be nice as well. Here again, the gyro gun sight is very good if you are in range. Well, not very good, but at least it would work if you're in range, at the correct range. I've set up the right wingspan and all, and you are basically directly behind the enemy. But in any deflection moments and stuff, the gyro gun sight usually fails on you. And that's why I usually like to AC and just shot after the gyro gun sight and missed. I usually like to use the normal gun sight and have a better feeling about my gunnery. Just reducing RPM a bit so my engine holds out longer. Let's see where the... But other than that, a very nimble aircraft with more power now and more competitive compared to the Mark V, which is not a big wonder since the Mark IX is just compared with the competition a little bit more modern. The Mark V was basically outdated as it came into service for the Soviet Air Force, and the Mark IX coming in 1944 is a little bit more fitting. However, the aircraft got introduced in 1942, but I think we are flying here a much improved version with higher boost ratings. Should fight more on the vertical here. I have a hard time catching him. Some nice hits on the tail. Fuel tank. I think the next opponent I tried to fight him a little bit more on the vertical. I think that's a little bit more pleasing to watch and a little better fighting. Oh yeah, my ammo is gone as well. There we go. I think I have still some 20mm left. I will just climb now. I will show you the clipped version later. Yeah, another good thing is that the Radiator Management is now fully automated. Before you were required to use the water radiator manually. However, now it's fully automated, and if you switch it to manual like I do now, you see that the water radiator opens up fully. You can't close it down manually, it just opens up fully. So where is the 109 now? I expect him to be on my 6 somewhere. space. Let's try to outclimb him here. But the G14 is really good climber. Even against the AI, it's hard to outclimb them. Now I hope that I can put this fight a little bit more into the vertical. What are you doing, AI? The G14 can keep full emergency power for 10 minutes, while I, if I use full power, have only 5 minutes. I can extend it a little bit with more. Yeah, basically if I not fly full power all the time. But of course that is then costing a few horsepowers here and there. Especially if you reduce RPM, which is important to increase the endo knife. Climbing up. Ooh! There I hit the ammo rack in the wing. And yes, G409 20mm cannons have the ammo stored in the left wing. Alright, but that's enough for the unclipped Spitfire. Let's take the clipped wing Spitfire for a spin. This time with clipped wing Spitfire. With the clipped wing version, I expect a higher roll rate, but a little bit less climb rate. So we will now try to use a little bit more rolling in our maneuvers. I could artificially generate maybe a defensive dogfight here and can show you a little bit the roll rate, which should be quite nice against 109s. But let's do that. Let's see what he does when he's in the advantage initially. There he comes. Is he flying away? What the hell? Okay. Yeah. Brilliant. Here he comes. And that is the Ace AI for you. They are really not good. But very challenging at least. The Spitfire is on the deck a little bit slower than the G14. No, not a little bit, quite a bit slower, like 30 kph slower. And it's not getting faster except of very, very high altitude where the MW50 is not working very well. Or not at all actually. And only the cooling effect of the MW50 is left. Of course you can outturn 109s at any time of the day, even with the clipped wings. I like the clipped wings. It feels a little bit cleaner to fly. I don't know how to describe it, but it seems like, ooh, that was only 50 cals, but I think they just converged right on the right wing. Yeah, it feels a little bit cleaner, a little bit less wobbly around the elevator, I think. Ah. Nicely settled up now. He just dives into the ground, or what is his plan? Yo. I think they're really, I don't know where the ground is. Ow. Head-ons are a bad idea against monolines. The center-lined gun is just better for that. Was a nice hit on the front. Feels like my aircraft is losing some power. Engine is damaged a bit. Yeah, but it's a Spitfire after all. Yeah, got him. Anyway, I think for now that's enough for the Spitfire. We will really see how the Spitfire will perform in an actual online environment. But I thought I'd just give you an impression with this video here. And yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful aircraft. It's really nice to fly. And however, it's a little bit slower than the competition, especially compared to Focke-Wulfs and Mono9s. And it will have a hard time in the Bodenplatte environment, where even more and higher performing aircraft like the 109 K4 and the D9 will appear. And I think that other aircraft like the Tempest and the P-51 will be a more competitive choice at most times. But I'm sure she will find her place, I guess. See you in the next one. Thank you for watching.